How do you write an Amazon product insert in such a way that you can virtually guarantee that the person reading it will take some action, depending on what sort of action you want them to take, of course? How do you do that? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you a very, very specific example and the framework so you can figure that out and you can get people responding to your inserts too. Let's go. I think it's much smarter to think about where the customer is in their own particular journey and play towards that. So, for instance, some things that you can get people to be incentivized to do is to give you another way, or a way, if you're using FBA, to contact them and stay in touch with them. Traditionally, that would be an email address or a mobile telephone number. An email address is easier, of course, because people don't want to get phone calls from salespeople, so they're very loath to give a phone number out. But an email, that's pretty easy to do. Easiest way of doing that is to send people to a landing page in exchange for something important to them at that particular juncture of their customer journey. Okay, so then the question is how to figure out what's important to them at that particular juncture. So you're selling drip irrigation system. So it's a gardening thing. Okay, so they're going to get a kit in the mail. So the thing to start thinking about is, why on earth do they want this thing? Let's just quickly check on merchant words. Search volume around about 100,000 searches a month. Well, that's a lot. And obviously that's a seasonal product. Look at that. Look at the seasonality of that. That's interesting. Anyway, so good search volume, which tells you there's money to be made in that niche. So well worth figuring out. And also because anybody that's looking to purchase something to do with their garden is probably going to want to buy other things to do with their garden, or could be sold other things to do with their garden. And so getting their email address would be very, very important. So how to get their email address? What an easy thing to do is to figure out what is most important to them about their particular thing. So to do that, I'm thinking about, who is the customer? Who is the customer? You might want to write these down. Who is the customer? What is their motivation for buying? What are they also likely to buy? Really, what are they also likely to buy? What's the problem they're trying to solve? And then an interesting question to think about, an opt-in mechanism, because that's what you're really thinking about here, is what's the worst that happens if they don't solve the problem? I put save there, but it's solved the problem, okay? What's the worst that could happen? So let's find what their worst is. So this is a thing for plants. So if we go to Google, how to stop plus plants. How to stop. So if I just type in how to stop and then plus the thing that my product is aimed at, I'm going to get some interesting ideas. And so I get things like, what kills plants fast? How much salt? What kills plants naturally? What kills plants and trees? How to stop. From growing, from being eaten, from dying. So in terms of what they are trying to achieve, what's the worst possible case scenario for them with buying this? It's their plants all die. Their plants die. And so when you're thinking about how to utilize that to actually craft a product insert, the way I approach it is one of two ways. So if I'm going to give them something, then I want to give them something that's absolutely hugely important to them. And that would be something like a ebook, or probably more importantly, to build a relationship with them, a video series on how to stop killing your plants, for instance. That's a good, perfectly timed. They've got this irrigation kit. Killing their plants or saving their plants is at the forefront of their mind. Also a really great time to give them a video series on stopping murdering their plants, okay? And I do that absolutely through a QR code, without a shadow of a doubt. QR codes to the bomb. So that's the first part to that. And then on the landing page, I'll give you a little bit more in a second. On the landing page, I just have email opt-in. And on the landing page, I'd put a Facebook pixel and a Google pixel so I could remarket to them and build audiences and shit like that on those respective platforms, okay? So I do that as well. So if it's something like that, that's how I approach it. If it's an electrical thing, typically you want to give them a free warranty. Because Amazon gives them a warranty anyway, whether or not we like that or not. You might as well utilize that to try and get some information from them to try and continue the relationship. Okay, so get your free extended 1-year warranty. Scan this QR code to get it. So if it's an electrical thing or something that's got the potentiality of breaking, that's what I give. But for most things, then I do something like that, like this plant-based, how not to kill your plants. And that's a very simple way of doing it, okay? And then just to continue that, so that's how I would do that. Now, the next phase of that would be that I don't have a product insert around me, but the product insert is best to be yellow. I don't know why that is, but in every single test that we've run, yellow inserts outperform immeasurably, like immeasurably. I think that maybe they just stand out more, so people see them, and that's half the battle, isn't it? Getting things noticed. So yellow things stand out. Your product insert should then also match pretty accurately your landing page. So if you've got a yellow insert, your landing page should be yellow. You should continue on the theme as much as possible, okay? You should definitely do that. And then once you get them to opt in, you want to make it as easy as possible to opt in. The easiest thing is email address. It's also the most low risk thing to do as well for people. Give an email address. They give the email address. Okay, great. Now you've got 3 options. Your 3 options are option 1, on what's called the thank you page, which is the page after they've opted in. You could just go, hey, here's your stuff, what we promised you on that other page. Here it is. Thanks. And that's it. Okay. Now you've got the email address. You started the relationship. Awesome. Start giving that. Okay. That's one level. Next level could be you offer them something else in exchange for more information. Hey, you've just got our 10-part mini video series all about how not to kill your house plants. I assume it's house plants. That's coming now. That's going to be in your inbox in 5 minutes time. Would you also like to get for free this cool thing? If you do, just give us this information. And that would be their name, their zip code, perhaps in the States, postcode in Australia, and maybe a telephone number, perhaps, okay? Depending on what you were selling. And so you could do that. And then the third level is to offer them something to buy. Hey, thanks so much for opting in. Your 10-part video series all about how not to kill your plants, house plants, is on its way to you. It's going to be in 5 minutes. Whilst you're here, we've got a special deal on at the minute. Would you like to get 25% off this thing here that's currently on sale, that's really appropriate for what you're selling as well? So that's the next level for that as well. And I've seen that work really, really well. And so in that way, you can change the way that you think about Amazon and the Amazon first sale. It could be that your first sale on Amazon just becomes a way to build a database of people for you to sell your other more expensive things to. I've often thought to myself that with, for instance, the dog food brand that we're launching would be a great idea for us to, at cost, put together a dog treat box for cavoodles specifically, because that's the breed of dog that we're targeting, and it's at cost price. And in that, they get a thing that says, hey, give us your information. We're going to teach you 10 things about cavoodles, whatever. And then we use that as a no cost way of acquiring customers for the real product, which is the subscription business. Okay. So I've often thought that's a good way of doing that as well. I haven't really seen anybody do that very well on Amazon. Maybe you know of somebody, but I've never seen anybody do it well. But it seems like a very obvious way to leverage Amazon's resources to build yourself a great business. Anyway, so hope that helped. That was a video from the regular Monday night Q&A session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. There's over 2,500 of us now, not just here in Australia, indeed right around the world, and growing. We're the fastest growing community of professional e-commerce entrepreneurs, certainly here in Australia. Sales, by the way, of over $50 million. If you'd like to find out more about what we do, a couple of different ways of doing that. Of course, you should absolutely subscribe to this channel, post brand new money making information each and every day, but you should also get yourself off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au, or you can just Google that, Aussie Online Entrepreneurs, and then you'll find us that way too. With that being said, hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. But remember to subscribe, and if you've got any questions or comments, comment below and I'll answer them personally for you. With that being said, bye.